Like, this is fly right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This space is dope. This conversation is dope. Even the T-shirt, when I walked in here, I was just like, yo, that's dope. He was like, yo, this my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, I need, how can I support?
You are the one. Tap into the knowledge and the whole world is crazy.
Peace, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Aware Convos, powered by the Aware brand, where streetwear and self-awareness meet. This is a conversation series where we tap in with other dope aware humans who are influencers and trailblazers in their respective fields, and we get into their awareness journey a little bit and what makes them so successful. We're here in Brooklyn at the Adane Bookstore. Shout out to Darlene and the whole team, man. And Drew, man, I'm excited, man. We got a good one today.
Yo, we got an amazing conversation today, man. We got my brothers, man. You know what I mean? My guy Santos, true hustler.
D Money,
You
my
know
guy.
what I mean?
Pleasure.
Yo, I would like to say, you just a man of many hats. You know what I mean? You're an influencer. But first and foremost, how you get your money, management through music, a consultant. So, like, how would you like to describe yourself, man?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I do have a marketing company, and I am a tour manager for many musicians, many artists, and I've been doing that for such a long time. Actually, that's how I started my career. I started my career road managing Neo and working at Def Jam doing street team. So that's how initially, and then from there, I met so many different folks in the business, and we used to just plug and play. Yeah,
plug and play. I know that game heavy, man.
Yeah. So this is our first time meeting, right?
Yes.
So Santos Garcia is your name, right? So I'm like wondering, I'm talking to Drew, and I'm like, is he Spanish? Is he like Afro
Afro-Latino.
Okay.
Afro-Latino. So Honduras. My parents are from Honduras.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
You didn't know that?
Nah, I didn't know that.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
So my parents are from Honduras. They came here. I was actually born in Honduras. Came here in '93.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I came to Harlem first. Lived in Harlem for a little bit, and then moved to Brooklyn, and that's why I grew up. So yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It's funny. I said, I bet he's Panamanian.
Yeah, he did. That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So it's just dope. It's beautiful, man. But you know what? We all got mixed ethnicities, and we all mixed, with different heritage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just dope.
And I'm sure people are shocked a lot when you tell them that you're like your parents came from Honduras, right? Because is there a lot of people who in the industry that you work in? Are there a lot of people who are like of Afro Latin descendancy? Yeah.
It's funny. Like a lot of people. It's funny, man. I'm glad you guys have this, because when you say self-awareness, in the past, people really didn't talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, if you're black, you black. But people rarely spoke into detail about exactly like their ancestry, or like their heritage or whatever. But now through conversations like this and platforms like this, people are like, oh snap, he's from where I'm from. Let me be proud of where, let me talk about my hood, where I'm from, my family.
Yeah.
So thanks to you guys, people like you guys, for making it cool, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's dope.
That's real. Talking about self-awareness, this brand is rooted in self-awareness, right? We like to say the bedrock of this brand is rooted in self-awareness and self-love. So what does that actually mean to you, when you think about self-awareness and self-love? And then when does your journey actually start, when you start realizing all this, about yourself?
Oh man, that's a powerful question. There's so many layers to that question, man. That's deep. I think for me, self-awareness is when you realize that you don't owe no one nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's within self-love too. I think we wake up, especially as black men, as far as, what we feel like we have to purchase something, a car or a certain type of jewelry or a certain name brand clothing piece of material, that we feel like we have to purchase these things in order for people to be aware of us and to love us. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what it's about. It's about you loving yourself first, and from the way you love yourself and you care about yourself, and the way you move is when folks start really like, oh man, they want to be, it becomes infectious. It's like, oh man, I got to be next to that person because this person is always happy, is always in a good mood. You know what I'm saying? Because how many times we met people that get fly, but you're like, yo, this dude is.
I don't know about
that. Yeah, exactly.
Sour,
yeah, exactly.
I don't know, but I ain't gonna lie, with you, since day one, you always been like upbeat. you know what I mean, very positive.
Appreciate
and then, like
it, bro.
you said, it is infectious. You know what I mean?
Yes,
It's
sir.
contagious. It's like, damn, I should want to, you know, carry that same energy as Santos. You know what I mean? Whenever
Appreciate
I walk into the room, because it's just it have a sense of gratitude as well. But I think all that goes into, you know, just knowing who you are and being confident in yourself, because a lot of, I'm probably cursed, but a lot of people.
Nah, but it's like that. You want to, you be like, yo.
Yeah, a lot of people be walking around like not knowing who they are and be a lot of the fear
Yeah.
overshadowing who they are, and like they might be flawed, but they scared inside. They like a scared little boy, you know what I'm saying? And their true self don't really come out, which
Right.
is why it's kind of hard to read them. It's like, man, I don't really know about bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know,
because
so-
they're not being vulnerable, right?
Yeah,
Right.
They're not allowing themselves vulnerability to just be vulnerable. Like we all different in some way. So let's talk about that conversation, and with us being different, there's similarities in that.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In an interesting way. But you know, no one wants to. You know, that's just deep stuff, bro. It's deep, man. It's some deep stuff, man.
So when did that light actually like go off in your head when you was like damn, like I'm Santos Garcia, I'm that guy. Like, you know, when did that like go off for you?
Yo, I'm sorry we gotta interrupt the conversation really quick, but yo, quick announcement. Head over to theawarebrand.com, check out our merchandise, check out our blog. We got a lot of stuff going on. You get some gems right now in this convo, I know. But check out the website, there's a lot more gems over there, alright? So make sure you stay aware of the streets, alright? Peace.
You know what, D, man? Like you know, in a way, I feel like we somebody in a sense. Like I think about it in a way where like, man, we all are somebody, and how can I be of a service? You know, that's how I think about it. You know what I'm saying? How can me, Santos Garcia, be of a service? How can I help you? How can I help you? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what makes me happy, and that's self-love, and that's like.
Wow.
But when did that moment click though? Like when it's like, yo, this is what I want to do for people.
It's always been like that.
Since day one.
Yeah, I've always like, man, listen, man, when I'm from the hood, I'm from the P's, from the projects, man, and I started traveling. This is funny. It has nothing to do with music, right? This is crazy. So I started when I was out back in the days. You know, karate used to be the thing. Like, you know, we all looked at like, right. So I used to watch karate movies. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So I joined the martial arts class in the hood, right? And then we used to travel, do tournaments, and go compete in different places.
Oh wow!
So we used to go to Philly, and this was back then. It was a big deal, like, you know,
Of course,
kids.
90s?
Yeah.
Even
Martial arts is huge.
Yeah, it was crazy, right? So when I started traveling, I started meeting different areas and different people, and I was like, yo, so, all right, that kind of circled back to me coming back to the hood and be like, yo, y'all gotta go to Philly. Yo, y'all gotta go to Atlantic City. Y'all gotta go upstate, because you meet different people, you compete, and it's like, yo, y'all just in the hood and y'all not going nowhere.
Bro.
And that started developing me, like, yo, come with me to karate class, because I want you to come with me to this place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that turned into like, it's interesting, right? In a way where it's just like, you know, but I always been into music. But then as I started, obviously the music career took off, and I worked with Neo. He, you know, when he dropped Miss Independent and So Sick and these international records, we went overseas, and now I'm just like, it ain't about Philly, no. I mean, you know, in Philly or stateside. It's like, yo, bro, get it, yo, come with me to London. Come with me to Australia. Come with me to Colombia. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's a beautiful.
It's that exposure.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right,
I mean,
right.
Yeah.
That's so crazy though, because like you had that sense of self, right, that you always had, and then you kind of like created a life around
it,
right, in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
right? So I was doing some research on you, and I saw that you were on the BET show,
Yeah.
Hustle in Brooklyn. So like,
Yeah.
was that at the beginning of your music career, or like what time was that?
That was right after after I was Neil's road manager. So exactly what happened. I was Neil's road manager for about 10 or 12 years. And then I was just like, man, I met so many people, but it's hard for me to kind of touch base while I'm on the road. So I got off the road, and I started my own marketing company.
Nice.
And then the show came about. The producers from BET hit me. I was like, yo, man, we see you doing your thing. We want to highlight young black executives in the business.
That's dope.
You know, you want to be a part of it. And I was just like, all right, cool. You know, this is cool. I didn't, my whole thing is like, I'm not into that drama on TV stuff. You know, no offense to nobody else, what they doing with their platform.
Yeah.
But I'm not into that. I'm not about to throw champagne or water at nobody. Like, I'm not, that's not what we do on TV. You know what I'm saying? That's not the direction I'm trying to go in. They was like, nah, I mean, no. I was like, all right, cool, but I still knew reality TV. You need
They
some
want
type
you to
to do something.
Yeah,
I was never nothing like that. If you look back at the show, I was never involved in nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good experience, and just showcasing that, yo, we young, you know, we young black executives, we tapped into the culture, and you know, you could be anywhere and do what you got to do. You know, you can plug and play, you can make deals happen. You don't have to wait for somebody, you know, from this big corporation to give you an opportunity.
Right.
You can do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how the show came about, and you know, we did one season, which was phenomenal. To this day, people still remember the show. You know, it was 2 years ago. You know, a lot of people from jail watched it.
Oh, really?
I was running on reruns or something. Like
Bro, it's crazy, bro. Yo, dudes be coming from up top, like gorilla dudes be like, yo, son, yeah, you killed. Like, oh, yeah, son, I was upstate. Da da da. I was just like, yo, you okay? No, you know what I mean? So I knew they was watching it up top. So it's crazy.
Yeah, that's good.
It's dope. It's
Now,
dope.
it's funny because, you know, speaking of the music game, like I started my career in music. Like I was a music manager for probably 6 years.
Nice.
Like, and started off in college and in transition probably 4 or 5 years after college. And like I was a young guy just trying to manage my life while managing other people. So, what are some words of advice you would give a young manager out there who got a client, they're managing their lives? You know how it is being a manager. Like you really literally manage your client's life. Yeah. But also still trying to manage your life. Like how do you balance that?
Man, you know, it's different. You know, a lot of these artists, you know, they have different personalities.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, like, man, you felt that way. So sometimes you lose yourself, kind of, man, you start to fight their demons as well. You know what I'm saying? In a weird, in an interesting way, because they're dealing with what they're dealing with. Yeah. So you start to lose yourself. I think, you know, we spoke about this earlier, but you got to go and circle yourself back to God and discipline. You know what I'm saying? Like once you have that relationship with God and have faith that you here to help and you here for a purpose, you know, not to become part of all that. You just gotta be able for them to be like, yo, okay, let me just talk to Drew. Let me, you know, talk to Toast. Let me figure out how, cause you know, you're the breathing space for them. You know what I'm saying? So it's important for you to not become that, because then you become that. You know, sometimes you be stressed out and then, you know, you end up doing things and making decisions that you wake up like, I didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to take those extra 4 or 5 shots or whatever. I didn't have to take, you know, I didn't have to do that. So separate yourself from that and be like, man, I didn't discipline. Yeah. You know, because if something go down, it's gonna come back on the management. It's gonna come back on the you know, separate yourself from that.
It goes back to you at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's essentially how, you know, how you know, through God, like, yo, I don't need to do that. I'm good. Like, you all right, bro? Yeah. Matter of fact, let's get out of here, because tomorrow we got to wake up. Let's go to the radio at 6. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
and it's like, you hit it on the head, too. Like, you can't do somebody's work for them, right? You can just, like, sit back and kind of, like, coach them through it, but I can't do it for you.
No, you can't. I mean? Yeah. That's the worst. That's the worst, man. That's the worst. And, you know, as long as you're like that person's like, you know, like breathing space, you know what I'm saying? They always gonna be like, you know, they can be like, yo, I can talk to this person about it. But once you become part of that particular environment, then it's like, in a sense, like they don't need you no more, in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Dang, I never even thought about that like that. You gotta be the breathing space so they know that they can pull you in as an anchor, because if you too involved with their life, they probably don't even see you anymore. They got blinders, like they don't even feel like they have a need for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you're there doing
everything. To so many, like parenting and so many different things, man. Wow.
Right.
So for, I'm sure you have plenty of experience like working with different clients, and like, so when you see a client who's going like in a downward spiral, if you will, right? They're getting into a dark place. Like, what are some things that you could like tell them, or some tools that you have been able to give them to like help them come out of that?
You know, by the grace of God, I've never worked with an artist that you know, and maybe for a reason, I've never dealt with an artist that had went into that space where he was just like lost. I've heard stories of different, you know, talent that went into that space, but I've never worked with that, and maybe because I've never allowed myself to let someone get to that, you know, conversation. I think real conversation and vulnerable conversation like this helps you, you know, 100%. You know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like if you you know, if you're a musician or artist and I'm in the car with you, and I'm like, yo, bro, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Did you talk to your mom? Did you talk to your family member? Like, what's going on? How's everything with you? Like, you know, so, you know, those type of conversations matter.
They do, yeah. And then even just going back to like, what Drew's saying about how he's always going to be like positive and how it's infectious, right? So
Yeah.
I'm sure like your positivity is kind of helps people to not even go down that dark path. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Exactly, because when you
That's
see
fine.
me, it ain't gonna be like, you know, it's just straight positive conversation.
Mm-hmm,
You know, I hate it. Don't you hate it when you go into certain clubs? I mean, we've been out a bunch of time, and then you know, there's a certain musician, certain rapper or artist, or singer, and they're in a VIP section, and you can see the negative energy.
Yeah.
It's just helping it over.
Right. It's like 50 people in one section. They got the goons, security. It's just the energy is so crazy that you just like, I'm good. And believe it or not, if you carry that energy from venue to venue, club to club, place to place, people that want to do business with you, they like, let me go this way, let me go the other way, because I don't want to deal. This is too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, you know, if you ever been like if you've been around Puff, I don't know if you ever been around Puff.
A long time ago.
Oh yeah, you go to his crib, like, or something like you go to Puff crib, or you know, some of these people they like, yo, come to my house. You want to drink? Like, it's the atmosphere is so crazy, and then you sit back and you think about, yo, why Puff so successful? Because the relationship, his network is so laid back and chill and so top. You know, it's so amazing that people want to do business with you.
Yeah.
Cause you know, oh, I went to Puff crib for dinner.
It's inviting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's different. Not,
amazing.
Yeah, that's a note for all y'all out there, man. Look, man, make sure you have some inviting energy when when you meet somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta invite them in. Like, I mean, not everybody, but
Right.
if you feel it, invite them in, man. 'Cause you never know what can come out of that, man. I love
yeah,
that.
you're right. You said it earlier. A lot of the time, it's insecurities. It's you intimidated by your own insecurities inside yourself.
It ain't even about that person.
Yeah.
Nah,
it's
yeah.
really you.
Yeah, it's really you. Yup.
You.
Yup. Yup.
Word.
I mean, listen, man. I think people deal with that, and this is why we have these platforms, man. To just kind of like let them know it's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay, even if you felt that way. Because me and him talk about it all the time about our brand. It's like, yo, why is this person that we grew up with ain't really supporting the brand like they supposed to? When they out here shopping with other people, it's their insecurities that maybe something that they might be dealing with internally.
Yeah.
That's like prohibiting them to
do
support,
something. Right.
But so it's just crazy, like. Yeah, working insecurities out there, y'all. For real, man.
Right.
And we all working. I'm working on through mine. I got some shit.
Every day.
Yeah, every day.
Every day.
But it's a
Every
journey.
day.
I don't think you ever like gonna fully get it to the point. But every day
Yo.
you wake up, you should be good. You should every day like how can I be a better person?
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that regimen, man. Like, I know you work out. We supposed to get a session in last time I was out here.
I know.
But like, what is your regimen for your self-care? You know what I'm saying?
Actually training, you know what I'm saying? A lot of going out, working out, having these moments to myself, putting the phone down, putting the phone on do not disturb, in the middle of the day. And not, for some reason, when I put my phone on do not disturb, sometimes during the day, I feel like, okay, now I have no one, I'm not looking for the next message to come through and the next thing to handle. Sometimes I'm like, even if it's just an hour or 45, whatever, just put it down. Center yourself. Bring yourself back to yourself.
Yeah.
What makes you happy? What did you do? Like, I'm going out, whether I'm gonna go for lunch or I'm gonna go get me something, put the phone on do not disturb. Like, ain't nobody gonna call me, nobody looking for me. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what times you are busy and what times you handling business and whatnot, right? But pick that particular time and treat yourself.
Yeah.
And then when you done eating, I don't know about y'all, but after I eat, I be feeling good. I be like, what I'm saying? So you pick up the phone, you be like, all right, cool, now I can deal with it.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up? You're gonna deal with it differently than trying to eat and trying to answer at the same time.
Yeah.
So just take some me time.
So your me time is like gym, good food.
Yeah.
What about meditation?
Meditation is important. To be completely honest with you, I don't really meditate like that, but I know I'm always in my thought, you know what I'm saying? How about you?
Man, you know what? I've been meditating for like 5 years now, bro.
Word?
Yeah, man, and it's been consistent as of lately. You know what I'm saying? Just like I've been here in New York for like the last 10 days.
You been meditating since you
I have not, bro. So I mean, but what? I found my meditation with prayer. So I've been praying I'm praying multiple times a day.
How is that? What's the process? I'm really intrigued about what is the process of meditation? Like I want to how do you go into that?
Man, there's so many different ways I think you can meditate, man. I think
one way for me, right? So if I feel like I haven't been consistent, I'll do a guided meditation. So I'll go to YouTube and find like a 10-minute guided meditation, whether it's on flow and focus, whether it's on just gratitude or grounding. You know what I mean? I'll have somebody help me get into that space and just really just maybe guiding me through like, hey, breathe deeply here or do something like that. Then there's other ways where, man, there's another way I meditate. I'll turn the shower on. And I'll just sit on the toilet, man, and then just like sit for like 10 minutes, not shitting, you know what I mean? But like taking this, like just sitting there, man, just taking 10 minutes, listening to the water, and just breathing, in that steam, and it's kind of almost like being in the sauna.
Yeah.
But there's just so many different ways to meditate, man, or just sit in silence. I know this guy got some different ways.
Yeah, sit in silence for sure. I'm thinking, because you work out, right?
Yeah.
So when you're working out, you're only thinking about the exercise that you're doing, right?
Yeah.
So you're tuning everything out, right?
Completely.
So when you meditate, you just focus on your breath. It's the only thing you focus on. Like let the thoughts come and go and all, you just focus on the breath. So I count in my head. I'll count like 1, 2, 3, like slowly up to like whatever, 100 or, you know what I mean? And let the thoughts come and go. I just don't attach myself to them. I don't focus on the thought. You know what I mean? Just breathe.
Yeah, because that's the thing about the mind. Like, the mind will definitely run, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
And you got to know the difference. Like, you got to have a good filter with your mind. Because you could just breathe and just let it run, and you're going to get thoughts you probably never even thought that would even occur in your head. You're like, why am I even thinking this? You know what I mean? But it's just a recorder. A lot of us don't know our mind is really just recording every experience that we have.
Right.
And some experiences are for you, some of the experiences are not for you.
Right.
But you got to know when to kind of like, no, okay, this is for me. But that's the part of the reason. That's the reason why meditation I think is important. Is just like letting your mind just run, and don't really get attached to any of those thoughts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're getting it out. You know what I mean? It's
100%.
just letting it play. So it's just so many ways, man, to meditate, man. So I'm gonna see some videos, man.
Yo,
You know
please
what I
do.
mean?
I'm gonna definitely try the counting
The
experience.
breath,
Yeah.
So
That
Supernova
really helps me. Yeah.
So shout out to Supernova, man. He got a book called Man Heal Thyself, and he talking about the fire breaths. And so I was just telling him, man, I do 111 fire breaths, like just focus straight through, like, and it takes me about 15 to 20 minutes to just really do something. Getting it out, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do 111 straight, bro. Just that 111 for me, you know what I mean? So just a numerology play, you know what I mean? But like,
Wow.
man, I say I'm clearer, bro. Like I come out a lot clearer. My days are a lot more efficient, productive, and I'm just a lot more zoned in on the whole day, bro. Like I do it first thing and I wake up in the morning, bro. So
That's
it's just,
fire.
yeah, it's crazy.
That is so dope,
It's
man.
crazy.
That is it's amazing because you don't have these conversations. Like I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't have these conversations. It's difficult to have conversations about like this because you don't know
The intentions.
Yeah, the intentions. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people don't want to be this vulnerable, but
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
dope. Like
yeah.
I like this stuff because
Yeah.
it's like I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna definitely try it. I'm gonna definitely try
You
it.
like to try stuff, man. As far as like getting, cause I feel like you in tune with your body, bro. So you
Yeah.
want to make sure you at your optimal self.
Yeah.
And I know meditation and prayer is like a key
Yeah.
to being at your optimal self. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Mind, body, and soul, man. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I be running too, man. I be over here in Prospect
Yes.
Park.
Yeah.
I be running, man. Like it started off the fear that it's probably not gonna make a lot of sense to a lot of folks, but I didn't want because obviously through the pandemic, I was like, man, like I see a lot of folks that are not physically, I guess in tune. I mean, obviously for different reasons, people are passing away because it attacked them differently, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I wanted to be in the top shape possible. I was like, maybe listen, if at least I could be in the top shape possible when God forbid something does happen or I do get it or whatever, I'm gonna be able. My body's gonna be able to fight.
That's a real thing. Yeah.
Right, that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
So whatever logic I was thinking about it,
Yeah.
so I was just like, you know what? Let me start running.
Yes.
And then I started just going ham, doing 2, 3, 4 miles, and and it did a lot for me too. More than that, it turned into something more like it feels good.
It's runner's high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's just real.
Yeah. You get
It's
a high
real.
running, man.
Yeah, man.
Once you get past that, like that second, third mile, you be like, all right, I'm in this groove now.
And just it's a flow. You just be like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
and you just flowing.
Yeah.
You just flying, man. So yeah, man. You guys run?
I run like 2-3 miles every day when I go to the gym.
Oh, okay.
So like probably average 10 miles a week.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Wow. You know what I mean? Just like running.
Bro.
You know what I mean? So I love that. I kind of got into running through the pandemic.
Oh, yeah?
Like, so during COVID, like we didn't have any gyms. So my workout was literally run 2-3 miles off the water in Detroit. Shout out to Detroit 313, but just run in Detroit for 3 miles and then come in, do shadow boxing 8 rounds in the crib. and then push-ups in between each round.
Fire.
That was like my workout
Fire.
for like every day.
Yeah.
So I became a running advocate, bro. I
Yeah.
love that shit. I ain't gonna hold you.
See?
But I mean, at first I was a sprinter in high school and college. I ran track.
Yeah.
I hated
Distance
running
was-
distance.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like distance was like the worst. But now, like you say, you feel better. You get a clearer mind. You get that
Yeah,
high.
bro.
That shit is amazing, man.
Yeah.
Let's pivot a little bit, man. Let's get into your management, your marketing company, and then brand partnerships. I met you through Jameson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
So for those who may be an influencer or might be on the other side as a marketer, what makes a good brand partnership?
Yeah, yeah, man. That's how we did meet. We met through Jameson at Game 7. I think that you being genuine to yourself,
Yeah.
to your brand, and to like exactly what or is it that your message that you really want to get across and what you want to do, right? And I think naturally brands are going to start reaching out to you because they're going to see the authenticity in you and what you're doing. And so I think that's what I started doing. As I mentioned before, when I was on the road, I met a bunch of different brands. We did a bunch of different deals because obviously I was working with an artist, and deals come all the time when you're on the road. People want to do partnerships, and in order for me to be able to just take complete advantage of those relationships, I had to kind of fall back from being a day-to-day guy to being able to just sit in the office and just deal with people. And that's how it kind of just rolled over into that, into those brands. So when brands approach me and they're like, hey, Santos, we want to do this type of partnership, I first think about, does it make sense for me? Because I'm going to be a representation of this brand, and then my audience is going to look at me like, what does that mean? Or why are you partnering with that brand? And then my influence actually means a lot to me too, because I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to influence people in the right direction. So if those things kind of add up, then I figure out how I can do it my way too. How can I make this mine and make people want to, be a part of this brand,
I think it's powerful, like making it yours. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people get into like some partnerships and let that partner kind of dictate how they should operate within that relationship that they have.
Right.
But you should own your relationship. You should own your role in that relationship. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And how you want it to hand out.
100%, because we control the cool.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Like,
A lot of agencies, man, they don't really have cool within their, their employees, their corporations. So like, it's on us to create that.
Exactly. The environments we create, the conversations we're about, the places, the things we do, the way we do things. It's like, oh man, like that's dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you want to be a part of this. It gotta be part of something that that's natural to me.
Yeah. And that was a lot of conversation that we had in talking with Foot Locker, right? Like me and Drew would talk about like, does this align with where we want to go, with who we are as a brand? Like, how are we even gonna be able to like navigate this relationship? Are they gonna try to control us and all those things? So I love how you touched on all of those points.
Yeah, bro. Hell yeah. We control that. We control the cool. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact of the matter. Like, this is fly right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This space is dope. This conversation is dope. Even the T-shirt, when I walked in here, I was just like, yo, that's dope. He was like, yo, this my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, I need, how can I support? But that's dope for a person to, to be able to, that's dope. And you just gotta respect it.
Yeah, 100%.
Respect it.
100%. Appreciate
it
that,
is.
man. We got a couple more questions for you, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So off the top of your head, we're the Aware brand, talk about self-awareness and self-love. So what are 3 things that you think everybody should be aware of?
Oh man. Well, definitely the first thing I would want to say is your people around you, the people that you deal with every day. The people that you deal with every day influences. Have some type of influence in how you talk, how you walk, how how your day is gonna be. Every day. If they could be toxic. You know what I'm saying? It can be sometimes family member. It can be your partner. It can be your work environment. Just be very aware of that. Your health. The second thing would be your health. You know what I'm saying? What you eat. A lot of people don't know this, but what you eat does affect your mood.
100%, bro. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you can eat something and then it could just kind of throw you off, and you'd be like, man, why I feel so down? Why I feel so depressed? You know what I'm saying? And I think, and last but not least, I think I want to just, we got to talk about this more, but just God, your religion, whatever it might be, you know what I'm saying? Your purpose, have faith. be aware of that, because when you down and out and you feel like you about to do something and go crazy, like yo, I'm about to lose, be like, you know what? I got faith, bro. I will be good. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna let that slide. But what happens is a lot of cats don't be having that. They don't want to leave it up to the higher power, whatever their higher power might be, and they want to take actions into their own hand, and then you end up in situations where you be like, damn, what happened? Why am I dealing with this? Why am I? Yeah, because you gotta leave it up to God, bro.
Yeah.
Like you ain't got a relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? And all those things are connected to us an extent. So
For sure.
I would say those would be the three. Not to get too deep with y'all right now.
I love that, because even you saying like, your purpose, right? Your purpose is like your North Star. You know what I mean? Like, so you can get lost, but as long as you can like identify your purpose, it'll take you to where you need to go. So I love that, how you talking about, God and your purpose. When you get lost, when you get down,
Yeah, man, all the time. Be understanding that. When good things happen and when bad things happen.
Yes.
Just be aware of that.
So I want to talk about God and discipline. If you want to share it, like you was just talking earlier to us about like an artist. Not sure if you want to share the person, but just seeing like how disciplined and how connected to God that artist was, man. You want to expound on that a little bit?
Like we were talking about, I had went to Atlanta to work with Kanye. But shout out for the free kicks, by the way. I feel like
Hey, next time you with them, man, size 11.
Yo, I got you. I got you. So, I went out there, right? So, obviously we know Ye through the media and everything and whatnot. And I went out there and I was expecting to meet this arrogant, this, cocky type of dude, and we went out there because we went to record in Atlanta because I plugged them up, Fabio and Kanye. We made that situation happen. And we went out there to work. As soon as we got there, you felt like everything about it was so humble. He shook everybody's hand. Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Hey, you guys, how was the flight? By the way, he sent the jet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It wasn't like, how was the flight? Come on, guys, let me take you to my backyard. Let me show y'all my backyard. So we was like, backyard? We're in the stadium. Dude took us to the field.
I'm staying here.
Yeah, he's staying here. So we go in the field, we walk around. I'm talking about this dude is so humble every day. We had Bible studies, and the crazy thing is that, his sessions his studio sessions were so much different than every other session that I've ever experienced. There was no distractions whatsoever. Any distraction that you can think about that you would normally see at a rapper studio section was not that. It was just straight. Everybody was locked in focus. And we had, the beautiful thing, we had Bible studies. And at first I was just like, I'm a dude from Brooklyn. You ain't not about to involve me in nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? But then I understood what it was about. And it made sense with how I move and God. When I wake up, I say, thank you, Lord, for another day.
First thought, yeah.
Let's get it. As soon as my feet touch the ground, let's go. And I feel like that's the way he moves. He's such in that wave of just his faith is so beautiful that God continues to bless him in ways that, like I saw this quote and it says, God is not gonna bless somebody that you pretend to be. You know what I'm saying? So he gets so, he's so dope in that because he's being who he is.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Everything that he is really who he is. So he just keeps getting more blessings because he's authentic. He's real to himself. So it was just dope. And then to circle back on what I said earlier, he's a billionaire. Yeah. So
that ain't by coincidence.
It's not. It's not, dude. Like it was different. Like he's dope. He's very in tune with creativity and fashion and all high. But it was no ice, it was no chain, it was no like extra stuff. Like it was just real humble. Yeah, everybody had the same T-shirt because he gave everybody merch. He gave everybody kicks. But it was just a dope experience. You know what I'm saying? So you take all that, and then you come back and you go around these other environments and you meet certain people and you just like, you corny, man. You know what I'm saying? I was just
doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Big fact. I was just with a billionaire.
Yeah, I was just with
love.
Right.
And we had Bible study.
Yeah, exactly. You feel me? Right? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
You think about situations like that and you be like, man, you niggas corny.
Yeah.
Y'all corny.
He's locked in though. He's locked in on a different frequency, right? And that is gonna take him to a different place.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's crazy because then you start thinking about it like, man, if we all thought like that, right? If we all move like that, imagine at the level of success that we probably be at crazy levels of success, you know?
Listen, being you is the new cool, right?
Yeah.
It's gotta be you.
Just be you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, it's real easy.
Yeah, just be you. And it's gonna develop into more of you and more. You're gonna start learning things that you're like, oh man, wow, that's crazy, man. Like, but yo, D, I don't know, bro. Why people don't want to be themselves, man?
I don't know, man. We're gonna figure that out another day. I know you got a question, man.
I got a question.
Yeah, man.
Books.
Oh yeah. So, are you into like reading? Do you read a lot, or are you like more of a podcast person?
No, I do a little bit of both. I just finished doing this. I just read this book, or this audio book. I heard is I was curious. And it's if I'm not mistaken, it's wrong. I don't want to butcher the name, but it's called Guerrilla Warfare. I think it's called. I don't know if you ever heard about that book. And it was just basically teaching like certain tactics and
like marketing and.
No, warfare.
Warfare.
Like real warfare.
Yeah,
Okay.
Just certain.
Gotcha.
It was just I wanted to pick up the book because I wanted to understand it, like the dynamics of like just countries and just how certain things operate and why, you know, and just how why certain people are moved the same way, even what's going on right now. Not to get too heavy into politics and stuff like that, but like, you know, how can a group, organization like
I love where you're going.
Yeah, the Taliban is giving some, you know, the Americans an opportunity to get certain refugees out of there. Like that's like why is that happening the way it's happening like that? You know what I'm saying?
Some deals that they had on the table, you know, that
right.
a long time ago.
Exactly.
That we had no idea
about. Right, exactly. Because like in theory, like, you know, I'm just talking way left. Like if you got some issue, let's say in theory, like if you got some issue with somebody and he come to your hood, it's on site. Right? But if these guys are like a guerrilla, you know, militia, like whatever warfare, and you coming in, you giving people the opportunity to get out of there, you know, because of whatever deal you had. It's kind of interesting. I want to know what's the dynamics in that and what are the principles behind that, because it's possible. It's happening, you know, at a whole different level than your dude that live across the street that you might have issues with. But that's another like, you know.
And I'm even, as you're talking, right, because, you know, shout to Nip, man, neighborhood Nip, he said business is war. You know what I mean? So like even like as you're reading that, I'm sure like you can apply some of that stuff to actual
100%.
business. You know what I mean?
100%. Oh yeah, 100%. Because the whole time I was listening, I was just like, man, like it's a lot of, you know, things that I'm picking up and a lot of different strategies that I'm picking up on it. You know, but that was the last book that I had listened to, and I read a bunch of other things too, but that was that. You know, pick that up. And sometimes these books are not meant for you to literally take step by step and apply them to your life. It's just certain times they give you a good perspective and, you know, thought process, a higher level of understanding for you to apply different things and certain things here and there. But it was a dope listen.
Guerrilla warfare.
So anything else you want to, you know, leave the good folks with? Anything you're working on that you want to bring to the attention?
I just want to say thank you guys for this platform, bro. Like this moment of just, you know, having these conversations about being vulnerable and allowing people to feel like, yo, you know what? I can talk about this stuff. It's cool. I don't have to, you know, be a dog, try to be G and like, you know, and talk about the like, we all this extra stuff, you know. That's, you know, that's cool, but let's talk about us. Like, you know what I'm saying? As black men, and collectively as young brothers, like what really those conversations matter. So I just want to thank you guys for being strong, brave, and just like, you know, trailblazers to be like, yo, let's have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? So just thank you guys for allowing me to just be here and have this conversation with you guys.
And speaking of that, man, we talked last year about like doing some stuff together on the music as far as like mental health goes. So I mean, definitely would love to have that conversation again and figure out how we can make something happen out of it. I think it'll be dope. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with it. You already know.
I'm with it. Well, look, y'all are now aware of my guy Santos Garcia. Y'all wasn't aware before, man. We appreciate you, man, for coming through. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. It was good, man.
We gotta do it again, man. We gotta do it again, man. We definitely gotta do it again, man.
So yeah, man, make sure y'all, stay healthy out there. Make sure you stay in tune with God, stay prayed up, meditate, whatever that is for you, to get to the higher level. And stay aware. That's the most important thing. All right, we're gonna see y'all soon. Peace.